Stink, Moody, and Master of Disaster by McDonald and illustrated by Erwin Madrid. Chapter 1, The Sherlock Holmes Comet. Judy and Stink were sleeping out in the backyard. Judy and Stink were stargazing. Judy and Stink were searching the sky for Comet P2015-OZ4, the Sherman-Holmes Comet. Stink called it the Sherlock Holmes Comet. The night sky looked like the Starry Night painting, only better. "No blinking, Stink," Judy told him. "A comet is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. No way would you want to miss it." Stink tried not to blink, but thinking about blinking just made him blinkier. "Sure is dark out here," said Stink. "That's because it's nighttime, Stink." "Sure is quiet out here," said Stink. "That's because it's nighttime, Stink." Judy pointed to a band of stars that looked like a giant brushstroke across the sky. "That's the Milky Way," said Judy. "Hey, there's the Big Dipper, and the Little Dipper, and the Medium Dipper. And there's Winkin, Blinkin, and Nod," said Judy. "For real?" asked Stink. "Gotcha," said Judy, laughing herself silly. "It was dark for a long time. It was quiet for a long time." "They should call this star waiting," said Stink. "Good things come to those who wait, Stink." "Says who?" "Abe Lincoln, the ketchup bottle, Mom and Dad." While he waited, Stink dumped out his backpack. Star book, star map, star finder, flashlight, toilet paper tube, telescope, and my Star Talker DL7. Stink pressed the button. "The full moon in March is called a worm moon." Stink pressed the button again. "A star in Draco, the dragon, was used by ancient Egyptians to build pyramids." Stink pressed the button again. "The full moon in March is called a worm moon." Stink pressed the button again. "The full moon in March is called a worm moon." Judy put her hands over her ears. "Make that thing stop! All you need for stargazing is your eyes, Stink, and a little P&Q. P&Q? Peace and quiet." Stink opened his big head book of stars. Stink held up his star map to the sky. He turned it this way and that. Judy watched the twinkling stars in the velvet sky and waited. Stink spun his star finder to August. Stink squinted one eye and looked through his toilet paper tube telescope. Stink studied his star map. He found the Eagle, Pegasus, and Draco on the map. Judy studied the night sky. She found the Swan, the tail of Scorpius, and the summer triangle in the sky. Then she saw a flash of light. A giant ball of fire streaked across the inky sky faster than a wink, faster than a blink. Judy jumped up. "Stink, did you see that?" Stink looked up from his map. "See what?" "The comet. I think Sherlock Holmes just flew across the sky." "I missed it," Stink wailed. "Wait, what did it look like?" "Like a red-hot, freaky fireball streaking across the sky. Like 4th of July fireworks. Like 5,000 shooting stars." "No way did you see a comet," said Stink. "Comets are made of ice, not fire. They don't streak across the sky, and a comet has a tail." "Did it have a tail?" Judy shrugged. "It was probably just a shooting star, or a meteor, or a fireball, or a supernova." "Or a UFO, Judy teased. "Whatever it was, maybe it'll go by again," Stink said hopefully. "It will," said Judy. "In about 100 years." 100 years? I can't wait till I'm 107. Judy got an idea. "Stink, I know how you can see a comet." She crawled inside the TP Club tent. "Don't come in until I say so." Stink waited for what felt like 107 years. "Can I come in yet?" "Not yet." Stink inched and scratched and waited. "Now?" "Not yet." "How about now?" Did you know the full moon in March is called a worm moon? Stink asked. Silence. There sure is a lot of peace and quiet out here, said Stink. You can come in now, said Judy. Finally, Stink crawled into the tent. The inside was covered with stars, glow-in-the-dark star stickers. Wow! Stink gazed up at his own small sky. There's the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, even the Medium Dipper. Judy pointed to a 3-star cluster. That is Wynken, Blanken, and Nod. And that's not all, said Judy. She turned on not one, but 2 flashlights. One made a fuzzy ball on the sky tent. She held the other flashlight at an angle to make a tail. It's a comet, said Stink. The Sherlock Holmes comet. Judy's arms got tired. She turned off the flashlights and crawled inside her sleeping bag. Show's over. I'm going to bed. I didn't get to see the real comet, said Stink. But I got the next best thing, my own private galaxy. Thanks, Judy. Said a sleepy Judy. Stink opened the tent flap to peek at the real sky one last time. The stars twinkled like glitter. All of a sudden, a star streaked across the sky. Shooting star, said Stink. I saw one, for real. Make a wish, mumbled Judy. Stink closed his eyes and made a wish. That night, Stink and Judy went to the land of Nod under the winking, blinking stars. If Stink's wish came true, they would be doing the exact same thing in another 100 years. Chapter 2. Master of Disaster. Stink raced home from Saturday Science Club. The sky is falling! The sky is falling! Judy looked up from her ant habitat. Slow down, Chicken Little, said Judy. What are you saying? The asteroids are coming! The asteroids are coming! I just found out that a giant meteorite landed in. No lie, an even bigger one might be headed for Earth. Don't worry, Stink. Dad says tons of space junk hits Earth every day. Don't worry? Tell that to the dinosaurs. They could be a rock out there with your name on it. It could be speeding toward Earth right now going 60 miles per second. Disasteroid! Judy watched an ant dig a tunnel. How can you think about ants at a time like this? Stink cried. Any minute you could be squashed like a pancake, or squished right down to the size of an ant. Oh, I could be a yellow crazy ant, said Judy, and you could be an odorous ant. Odorous ants smell like rotting coconuts when you squish them. Get serious, said Stink. Stink, if an asteroid hits Earth, you said if, but it's not if, Judy, it's when. What can I do about it? Asked Judy. You can build a net the size of Virginia to catch the asteroid. You can invent an anti-asteroid blastomatic machine to destroy it before it reaches us. Blastroid! That sounds like too much homework, said Judy. I'm going to make an asteroid-proof bunker in the basement. You hate the basement, said Judy. Dark, scary spiders. I'd rather be bitten by 100 spiders than squished to the size of a coconut ant by a killer asteroid. Stink put on his bike helmet, water wings, and knee pads. He made himself an aluminum foil cape. Asteroid Boy! Asteroid Boy would protect the Earth from killer asteroids. Stink carried a blanket, a flashlight, and a lightsaber down to the basement. He carried Today, the toad, and Astro, the guinea pig, to the basement. He carried half his room to the basement. He even took the toaster to the basement. Mom! Dad! Called Judy. Stink just moved into the basement. He hates the basement, said Mom. That's what I said Judy. Why the basement? Asked Dad. To hide from killer asteroids, said Judy. They're speeding towards Earth this very second. Tons of space junk hits the Earth every day, said Dad. That's what I said you said Judy. He'll change his mind at the first sign of a spider, said Mom. He'll change his mind as soon as it gets dark, said Dad. Judy and Mouse, the cat, tiptoed down the stairs to the stinky basement. Stink had built a fort out of boxes and boards, chairs, and crates. Like my bunker? Stink asked. Before Judy could answer, a loud roaring noise came from outside. Did you hear that? A sonic boom! Lawnmower, said Judy. Next, they heard a whooshing sound. "Did you hear that?" said Stink. "A space storm." "Washing machine," said Judy. Stink heard it crash like breaking glass. "It's here," Stink cried. "The asteroid is landing." "That was Dad doing dishes again," said Judy. "Do you feel hot?" Stink asked. "I feel hot." He peered out the window. "Did the house just shake? Is that a radioactive glow?" Just then the lights went out. The basement went dark. Dark as an eclipse. Dark as a black hole. "This is it! Killer asteroids hit Earth and takes out the power grid!" Stink threw on a pair of goggles, grabbed his lightsaber, and yelled, "Never fear! Asteroid Boy is here!" He pointed to the toaster, which was covered with magnets. "Judy, activate the anti-asteroid magnetic repulsion device." "Stink, I think you're the asteroid. You have too much stuff plugged in down here. You blew a fuse." "Dad's going to blow a fuse, too." But we're alive," said Stink. He fell to his knees in relief. "We survived a giant ball of rock, metal, and dust crashing into Earth at 60,000 miles per second." Judy sniffed the air. "I don't smell rotting coconuts, so I guess we didn't get squashed like ants." Stink ran outside. Judy ran after him. Stink peered up at the sky with his asteroid-proof X-ray vision goggles. Stink peered up into the trees. Stink peered down at the grass. "I need proof," said Stink. "Proof that I survived an asteroid hitting Earth faster than a speeding bullet." "You're the proof, Stink. I'm the proof. See? We're not as flat as pancakes." "Pancakes! That reminds me. I'm hungry." "Surviving an asteroid attack will do that," said Judy. "Let's ask Mom if she'll make us silver dollar pancakes." "When?" said Stink. "Uh-huh. Not if. When. Ask Mom when she's going to make us pancakes." "Stink, you are the master of disaster," said Judy. "If an asteroid ever hits Earth, I'm calling Asteroid Boy." "Not if," said Asteroid Boy, grinning ear to ear. "When." Chapter 3, Albert Einstein. Boop! A big fat envelope landed on the Moody's front step. "It's for me," said Stink. "It's for me," said Judy. "But it has my name on it," said Stink. Judy stared at the big fat envelope. It was not her mail order ants. Stink grabbed the envelope and tore it open. "It's from the Way official Name That Star Company." "Name the what?" "Name that star. I'm going to have a star named after me." "Stink, there are a million billion stars in the galaxy. I don't think they're going to name one for you." "Yeah." He held up the papers. "It's all right here in my star naming kit. There's a Way official certificate, Way official instructions, and a real and actual photo of my very own star." Judy studied the photo. "Huh. What are you going to name it? Stink Star?" She cracked up. Stink's jaw dropped. "Oh, no," he moaned. "I never thought of that. The Stink Star is not a very good name for a star." You use your real name. Call it the James Star." "James is not special enough for a star. There are 3 Jameses in my 2nd grade class." Judy picked up her grouchy pencil. "I'll help you. You make a list of names, and I'll make a list of names. Then you'll have tons of names to choose from." Stink thought and thought. Stink chewed his pencil. Judy scribbled on her list. "Stella, Stellina, Starla," she read. "No girls' names," said Stink. "Orion, Sirius, Hercules." "Taken," said Stink. "Balthazar?" "Balthazar Moody," said Stink. "Maybe." "Let's hear some names on your list," said Judy. "Batman, Superman, Pluto Man." "Superman, Moody? No way. There's kryptonite in outer space, you know. Your star would get clobbered." "Spike? Dracula? Godzilla?" Stink asked. "Dracula Moody." "I like it," said Judy, "but it would starve up there." Stink got out the big head book of baby names. "Maybe I'll find a name in here." He opened to the A's. Abner, Achilles, Achoo. Stink read, "Bless you," said Judy. "No, that's a name. Achoo." "No way somebody is named Achoo," said Joey. Stink frowned. "You're right. My star can't be named for a sneeze." He flipped through some pages. "Sheesh, there are 1,000 names in here. It will take light years to find the right name." "Close your eyes, open the book, and point," said Judy. Stink closed his eyes. Stink opened the book. Stink pointed. "Lollipop," he read. 10,000 names, and I points to the name of a big slobbery sucker?" Stink went to find Mom and Dad. He asked them how to choose a brand new, not sneezy, unslobbery sucker name to put on a star. "A name should say something about you," said Mom. "Like Judy is Moody and Riley Rottenberger is rotten?" asked Stink. Sort of," said Dad. "And like Stink is stinky," said Judy. "Try thinking of something that makes you special," said Dad. "Or someone you admire." Stink's face lit up. "I got it! Albert Einstein!" "Forget it, Stinkface," said Judy. "Your brain is way too punny. How about my initials and my birthday? JEM 229. "My brother the robot," said Judy. "How about a super cool spy name like Mosquito or Neptune Shadow?" "That's it," said Judy. "Really?" "NO," said Judy. "Let's put all the names in a bowl, Stink. We'll mix them up, then close your eyes, reach in, and pull one out." "Hey, you just gave me an idea," said Stink. He scribbled in his notebook. "Ready for this?" "Ready, Freddy," said Judy. Hercules, Balthazar, Superman, Dracula, Achoo, Lollipop, JEM 229, Mosquito, Albert Einstein. "You're going to name your star Hercules, Balthazar, Superman, Dracula, Achoo, Lollipop, JEM 229, Mosquito, Albert Einstein?" "Right." Judy picked up the Way official star packet. She read silently for about 100 light years. Then she said, "Stink, there are rules. First of all, a star name can't be more than 16 letters long. The name you picked is like 16 million letters long, plus some numbers." "Yikes," said Stink. "Second of all, a star name can only be one word. Your name is 9 million words long." "Double yikes," said Stink. He scratched his head. "I know," he said. "How about if my star's name is Hercules, Balthazar, Superman, Dracula, Achoo, Lollipop, JEM 229, Mosquito, Albert Einstein, but you call it Stink for short?" "Perfect," said Mom and Dad. "You think?" asked Stink. "If the stink fits, wear it," said Judy.